This is Miss Heather Loy. If you would welcome her. Mrs.
Supposed to introduce myself, said so in the outline. So, as he said, my name is Heather Loy. I have been married to my husband Eric Loy for 2 years in June, and we're expecting our first child in August. Really excited. Baby. And for those women who keep texting me, is it a boy or girl? I'll know tomorrow. There'll be a mass text message that goes out to everybody that's been inquiring tomorrow around 11 o'clock in the morning. I've been attending the Orchard Christian Church since November, really, right after Halloween. I stopped off at Leroy Stoy's house trick-or-treating with my nephew, and he's like, "Here, have a card. Come be with us." It's like, okay, I'll think about it, So, a lot of people know the saying, when God shuts the door, opens the window, right? Everybody's heard that thing. So I'm kind of one of those people that I see that door, and I'm going to sprint towards this door. This door looks really good. And then all of a sudden, God just shuts it very nicely. But I am just still going so fast that I just go, wham! And I'm just like, poof. Oh, and it's like, oh God, that did not feel good. I think I'm going to walk now. For a little bit, maybe walk a little slower, a little closer to you. And he says, "That's a good idea, Heather. I am glad you thought of that. Here, come look at this window over here." And then I go, "Yeah, that window does look good. That's a pretty picture through that window." So, in reference to the whole closing the door, opening the window thing, I wanted to start my own dog grooming business here in town, and I'm also starting a family. What better place to do both those things than in your own home, right? I won't have to go anywhere, won't have to pay for child care, and then I can just walk right out my back door into my dog shop. Well, I'm a dog groomer, by the way. So we get permission for our landlord to build this sunroom, what would be a sunroom if we had ever moved, on the back of the house, but we would turn it into a dog grooming shop so that I could run my business out of it at the same time. Well, we got permission to do that, and so I was really excited, and so one weekend we just spent, there's an old porch there, we just tore that thing down, and then, it was a big porch, it had a cover to it. Spent the whole day tearing this sucker down, and everybody's kind of helping. Our landlord is helping, and his wife is watching us do this. And I get home from work the next day, and there's this box waiting for me, and it has a bunch of my utensils that I'm going to be using for dog grooming. So I'm like, yes, this is awesome, I'm so excited, this is great. And my husband comes in, and he says, "Heather, I have something to tell you." It's like, "Yes, darling." It's like, we're not going to be able to build this shop because the landlady says no. And everybody knows that when women say no, it's like, either no, there's like this wall here. I feel so bad for my poor husband, who's not here, so he's not going to be embarrassed if I talk about this. So I was outraged. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? She sat there and watched us tear that down, and my back hurts, and I was using all sorts of foul language, and my poor husband is just sitting there. "I know, honey, it's really, don't even say anything." And really, this went on for 20 minutes, just outrageously mad. And so, after I calmed down a little bit, it was the next day, and I'm really thinking kind of hard about how I've been behaving. not exact, I'm thinking I'm going to be a new mom. I really don't think that's the best thing. If my child was to see me do this, it's like, that's really not the vision I want my child to see me doing. And so it's like, I just really think that this is a good time to maybe go back to church, because something's got to happen differently in my life. So, let's start somewhere. So, before I think I even, was it before or after I started coming to church? Can you remember? I think it was after. So, after I started coming to church for a couple of weeks, I was like, hey, Eric, let's go for a drive just down to Washington and we'll see what we could rent, to run my grooming shop out of. So we drive all the way through downtown Emmett on Washington. We don't really see anything. We go up over the bridge, go up the hill. There's the Nazarene Church. Yeah, there's really not much else up here. That's like, oh, hey, Eric, pull over. What if the Pet Adoption League wanted one? And he was like, I know somebody who knows somebody. So I was like, great. It ended up working out perfectly. The people are wonderful, just really good people. They come over and say hey all the time. It works out so well that that it was God that did it. I didn't do it. Eric didn't do it. God did it. He was like, no, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be over here. And I just wasn't listening. So when Ben asked me to share this morning, I was like, I don't really have much to share. I'm human like everybody else, Everybody has their ups and downs through life. And then I was getting some mentoring this last week from my friend Krieger. She was like, what do you mean? You don't have anything to share? You don't have a testimony? But look at all this stuff that he's doing through you. And I was like, oh, well, I guess, yeah, sure. If you're going to say all these nice things about me, sure, I'll take it. So, let's see. God has been using me in all sorts of ways. And so he's been teaching me that no matter how undeserving or how you may think you don't make an impact or how you may not matter to some people or even to God, that God can use you in just so many ways if you just let him. God preached this. Ben preached this. Not you. Sorry. Ben preached this a while ago, and it's really stuck with me as far as God using the most imperfect people to do his most perfect work. And I'm just going to go over some of them. Noah was an alcoholic. He was drunk. Abraham let another man take off with his wife 2 times. Sarah let her husband sleep with another woman. Jacob had a problem with lying. Reuben slept with his father's mistress. Moses had a temper and had a stutter. Aaron made an idol for people to worship. Samson was hopelessly entangled with a disloyal wife. Eli was a poor father who lost his sons to immortality and death. David concealed his adultery with murder. Solomon was basically a sex addict, having over 1,000 partners. Hosea grappled with the pain of a persistently adulterous wife. Jonah ran from God. Gideon and Thomas both doubted him. Peter was impulsive and denied his Lord. Paul was a serial murderer. Timothy had ulcers, and Lazarus was dead. So out of all these things that you hear from your childhood, you hear, like, we're just going to use Noah as an example. It's like, oh, Noah, he got to play with all these animals. This awesome big boat. This is awesome. That's a cool thing. You never hear about the fact that he's human. He's a sinner. And so, in closing, I just wanted to say that I am now helping out with women's ministry, the worship team. I go to Leroy Stoley's life group, and I'm getting involved in my community through my business. I've learned that God can and still wants to use me every day for his purposes.